Again here. Okay. I'm talking with Vivica Krauser with Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks. General rifle season is in the rearview mirror now, Brenda. So how did we do here in western Montana?
Well, we did pretty good. You know, the season ended up above where we were at the season ends in 2014, so pretty good season. Whitetail harvest started out strong and kind of slowed over the last couple of weeks, maybe just due in part to the weather and people not having as good a luck out there, and the crunchy conditions and the cold temperatures just not bringing as many people out. But the elk numbers were total was 354 compared to 253 last year at our West Central Montana check station, so elk harvest was pretty good, and a lot of that was checked through the Darby station. And mule deer harvest is lower than the long-term average, but still looking pretty good at season's close.
Okay, let's talk about some other things that are open for hunters who maybe didn't have the opportunity to get their cow or get their bull elk this year, or their deer. Where can they go to still find hunting in Montana?
Well, there's a new opportunity this year in the central part of the state, so that would be FWP Region 4, kind of that Great Falls area. We're trying a pilot project, and it's being referred to as elk shoulder seasons, trying to connect some opportunity to bump the population of elk down in some of those hunting districts where we're really over objective, and to do so outside of the general hunting season where success rates just haven't been as good. So we're trying it out in a few hunting districts, and the Great Falls FWP office is probably the most in tune with the information and opportunity. There's also a lot of information on the FWP website for hunters that are interested in making the trip to the central part of the state and trying their luck at finding an elk after the general season. So that's out there. We've still got bird seasons going for a while. Wolf season continues through the middle of March, and wolf trapping season will open here in a few weeks, as well as other trapping seasons. So, you know, the bulk of the general season is behind us, but still a lot of opportunity out there. And before we know it, there'll also be the deadlines coming up to apply for special licenses and permits. The first of those is March 15th. So if you're not out there hunting, it won't be long before you need to start doing some planning for the 2016 season.
Sure. Now, what about safety? Were hunters primarily safe? Any fatalities that I know there was one hunter that was lost, that was found deceased. Any deaths?
You know, not that I have heard of, but I didn't check for sure today, so it'd be worth looking at that for sure. But pretty good season, I think, all in all, for hunter safety. And, you know, these last few weeks, especially this last one with the cold, the thing to be concerned with there is just making sure people were out with the proper gear in case they got stuck out there longer than they were expecting. And it seems like people were following those rules, letting people know where they were headed and taking the gear. So pretty good season all in all that way, too.
Perfect.